Tennessee Sunday for a rally in support of Marsha Blackburn. She is in a hotly contested race with former Governor Phil Bredesen to replace retiring Senator Bob Corker. The Real Clear Politics poll average shows the Republican leading her Democratic challenger up 6.5 points. Congressman Marsha Blackburn joins us now. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Good to be with you.
Few days away, and how are you feeling about this race?
We are feeling good. We're working hard. We know the only poll that counts is on Election Day, and I've got to tell you, we're going to make certain that we get our voters to the polls, and we're excited. The president is coming back to Tennessee, going to stop in Chattanooga and help us get those voters to the polls.
Looking at that Real Clear Politics poll average, where Bredesen is trailing you only by six and change as far as points. Is this race a little bit tighter than you anticipated just a few days out?
Oh, we knew from the get-go it was going to be tight. This is his fourth statewide race. It is my first, and we knew that we were going to have to work hard to get our voters out there, get them to the polls, and, you know, Sandra, to be certain that they were focused on the future and what this race is all about. We've done a good job of that, and we feel good about where we are.
We offered Phil Bredesen, by the way, an invitation to come on this program. He's not doing national TV right now. It was a response from his team. Why is this race so tight? When you look at the issues in your state, what is most important, and why is he able to shrink that margin as much as he has been?
One of the things that we hear the most about is Supreme Court justices and our federal judges. People want to see constitutionalists there. They want to keep their tax cuts. The Trump tax cuts are working in Tennessee. The economy is going gangbusters in our state, and people like having a little bit of extra money at the end of every month, and they're socking it away for future endeavors, children's education, things of that nature. People also are focused on what's happening with this caravan that is coming to the southern border. They want to see our border secured. And as people focus on the future and the message, then we know that our support grows every single day.
Sounds like, obviously, immigration, the economy are making the case of the biggest issues that your voters face in that state. Tough, hotly contested, vicious. We've heard a lot of descriptions of this race, Congressman. How would you describe this race at this point in time?
Well, of course, what you have seen is a vicious nature. We had a Democrat congressman from the state wanted me to commit suicide, jump off a bridge, then compared me to Waterboy. You have one of my opponent's spokespeople who's used an expletive and called Trump voters idiots and said that they weren't worth the time. And then you had the disruptions at our rally on Sunday by people who used terrible terminology and tried to disrupt a Get Out the Vote rally at a private venue. And my opponent, Phil Bredesen, is the leader of the Democrat Party. He should be denouncing this, and he should be seeking to have this race focus on the issues just as we have done.
Again, we've invited him on the program. We'll continue to do so to get his response to that. But meanwhile, when you talk about Lindsey Graham, and he obviously went to support you in your state, he says you represent good old common sense. He went on to really take on Democrats' attempts to oust Brett Kavanaugh, saying their efforts represented the will of the mob. Listen.
There's only one way to fix this problem. Only one way. Beat them at the ballot box. Marsha holds this seat. Game, set, match.
First, your response to that, and of course we know that several protesters were removed before the start of your speech there. But when you listen to Lindsey Graham and you look back at that moment, what do you think?
I think Lindsey is exactly right. what we have to do is make certain that we put an end to this type of disruption. And what we do is to win, to send that message that we want to move this country forward and continue the economic growth, continue to make certain that our allies around the globe know that they are our allies and that our enemies know that they should be fearing us. And Sandra, people want to see this done. You know, we've got Fort Campbell, which is here in Tennessee. It is in Clarksville, and those men and women in uniform, they want to know that we're going to have a strong military, that Congress is going to continue to support them, and they appreciate the fact that after several years of having cuts to the military, cutting the end strength, cutting resources for equipment, for what they need to carry out their mission, that there is a focus from this administration and this Republican-led House and Senate to make certain that our military has what they need to defend us. Families, small businesses, you know, in my race, I have both the Chamber of Commerce and the NFIB endorsing me because tax cuts are working, productivity, wages are increasing, more jobs, and this is what people want to see more of. They do not want to see more disruption.
I know you and I have chatted a lot about that over the years. Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn, great to have you on the program this morning.
Good to be with you.
The country will be watching in Tennessee.
Yes.
Thank you.
In the meantime, President Trump